Hi, my name is Tommy Balaj,
And I'm Thomas Epperson.
and we're juniors at the Miami Valley School. I'm the leader of our aviation club, and he's my right hand man.
Kind of a co-captain sort of deal.
Yeah. So we're students of Miami Valley School. It's this independent school in Dayton, Ohio, and and our aviation club this year is doing this project called Team America Rocket Challenge. This year the competition is supposed to build a rocket that flies to 800 feet and flies between 46 and 48 seconds, separates completely, and has an egg intact. And so the purpose of this video is we've been working on this rocket for what, like 6 months at least.
This specific rocket didn't.
Or
Yeah, I'd
this
say
pro-
about 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, we've been working on this project for 6 months now, and we just wanted to reflect on what we've learned over this process.
And yeah, I think it's really cool to see how we've gone to beforehand, it was just like for the first 4 months, it was just kind of an idea, and
Yeah.
really recently, it's actually materialized and it actually flies.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool.
And I really felt like the universe, like, not to get all hippie or anything on us, but I feel like the universe is like calling out to us to do this project, because the first couple weeks of like my initial and like inaugural year of being the leader of this club was pretty rocky, because I didn't know who was going to be in it. I didn't like, but then we didn't know what the hell we were doing.
And those are all kind of like, that's all kind of stuff that goes along with being a leader of a club like this one, where it's not so much that we're in the club, but we're doing stuff that proves that we're actually learning and making a difference, either in our lives or other people's lives.
Yeah, and we also and like I think the universe called out to us because we kind of tabled this topic for next year, but then our mentor Robert Dwinner, he actually reached out to us and reached out to our principal, and he forwarded and I got the email, and we've now been working on this project, and it's the point of no return.
Yeah, we're kind of.
Yeah, it's really, really exciting.
Yes. I think compared to last year with the ULA launch, that was really fun just because like payloads by themselves, like we didn't really get to like do any of the physics of the rockets or really any physics in general. We were just kind of like, okay, here's what it has to do, and let's build something.
Yeah.
This year, I think we're doing a lot more development, and we're learning so much more.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Well, last year was, I think, a good starting point for us because it got us into the pattern of trial and error.
It's kind of like make that one transition from left brain to right brain, or right brain to left brain. I'm not sure which one comes first.
Yeah. If you don't know what we're talking about, last year there was this program. It was what was it called?
ULA launch.
Yeah.
Or intern.
Yeah,
launch.
that's right. United Launch Alliance intern rocket program. There's these 12 payload slots on a rocket, and they all go about that big maybe. And we were one of the 12 selected. If you want to know more about the project, there is a Dayton Daily News article. I'm gonna put that in the description below.
Yeah, that was really cool, and it was a quadcopter, by the way. If you read the.
A quadcopter, yeah. The script, they took a photo of us. It said we were flying a tricopter. It was actually a quadcopter.
There's a difference. I'm gonna say quadcopters are much more complex and cool, but if you know what any of that stuff is, you'll know I'm a liar. Let's talk more about TARC.
Yeah, because I want to incorporate the the reflection piece of the immersion method into Aviation Club, because I don't want to leave this project and say, oh, I didn't learn squat.
Yeah. And okay, so a part of the immersion method that goes into making the rocket work is we have to learn each specific task. Like, everybody has a job. Like, even though right now we're early in the process, everybody's doing a little bit of everything. Yeah. Kind of. As we get moving forward, we have to be able to delegate tasks. Yeah. And
I already feel I understand that. I already feel that coming on. Because when we've been doing the practice launches, I know Brandon has been
he's been very involved, and he's been doing a lot with it.
Yeah.
And he does a lot of the wind stuff, which I know a lot of other people may or may not prefer to do. Yeah. For me, it's kind of tedious. I mean, I like writing stuff down and I like learning stuff. Yeah. But at the same time, he seems to enjoy it.
Yeah, and Tamir has been making great strides in our payload stage.
Right.
So I know he hasn't been to the actual building sessions, but he has not been doing nothing.
Yeah, he's contributing on a large scale.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And you've taken a lot of leadership over this project without anybody asking, which is really cool to see.
Yeah. That's actually one of the skills I've learned too. Was my leader I've always wanted to develop my leadership skills. Like early last year or late last year with my starting of the AFIC, Armed Interest Club, I kind of took on that leadership role, and now Grant Harlan passed the torch to me this year. So I think I've been doing a decently okay job, and because we are a potentially national qualifying team after all.
Right.
And so I really wanted to develop my leadership skills, because I noticed the first time I noticed it came out, especially was at E-Rockets when we were in one of our building sessions, because we had all the materials. And my delegation was, I think, on point, because I was like, okay, you do this, you do that. I cannot do anything because I have a hand injury. Like, literally as much as I can. So.
And yeah, a lot. Like, even if you're not a leader, you have to be able, or not the leader, you have to be able to delegate a task or something.
Yeah.
And a lot of that responsibility comes down to, like, okay, I can do this much, and I really need help to do this.
Yeah.
And a lot of the rocket industry, and I think we learned this last year at the project, Ball Aerospace competition, or what was it called?
The intern rocket, ULA intern rocket.
ULA intern rocket, right. Basically what happened is something went wrong with the rocket, and our payload ended up sitting on the rocket for well over its battery life.
Yeah, high-tech parachute at that point.
Yeah. Really complex, really well-made parachute.
Of course.
With the weight component.
Yeah.
But basically, people wouldn't admit that they needed, in my opinion, and not so. I think it actually did have a part to do with our payload somewhat, or not like the rocket failure, but people were I think too many people, or not enough people were trying to do too much. And I think once we got there, there's a lot going on, and I think there's a lot of stress involved. And
so it will be interesting to see how we handle that stress this year.
Right. And a part of like being in the aviation and aerospace business is being able to say, hey, I can't do this.
Yeah.
Help. And I've learned that a lot with trying to become.
Oh, that's really cool.
If you're or go ahead.
Oh, I was about to say, I kind of picked up on that. I'm picking up on that during TARC as well, because I know I can't do everything, and like that's why we That's why we asked a lot from our mentor as well.
The worst thing that I fear will happen is that somebody will be trying to do something, like whether it's building the fins, gluing stuff together.
Yeah.
Trying to, like, if they need an extra pair of hands, just saying, oh, I can just do this if I do it this way, and they put it together, and it's not right. And then it's better to say, hey, I need help, and admitting that you can't do everything.
Yeah.
And then saying, like, oh, I can, and then the rocket explodes or
something
fails.
Yeah, so overall, a big portion of what we were learning this year is cooperation. What about the actual engineering aspect? What do you think we learned with the actual rocket building itself?
I think something we may have yet to learn is quality control, especially with the fins. Maybe that's just my personality, because everything has to be exactly
the same. Yeah.
And I think our second and third designs for the rocket are turning out much better than the first one, just because that's like when we build the first one, we don't really know what we're doing.
Yeah.
We have a general idea of what we want.
That's what that's what trial and error comes in.
Right. I think for our experience, those are the engineering skills that we've learned. Is like, okay, we've got this. How do we make it into something that we actually want it to be?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's what we've been doing, because with the launch of our Bravo rocket the other day, it went very smoothly.
Right, and that I think if we keep having flights like that, we keep making the progress we're making, I would say we could place at the national competition.
I fear that as well.
Yeah. What else? Oh, my drone. my drone I haven't made any progress in.
Okay. Is that part of your learning project, or is
No,
this
it's just
something you want to do?
It's something I wanted to do for Aviation Club, but nobody else really had the same interest as I did. So
I would totally do that with you.
right, that'd be awesome.
Because I don't know how to actually weld things or do any of that math.
Yeah,
just
that's what I wanted to bring to Aviation Club is like, okay, we just kind of talked about planes and stuff last year.
Yeah.
And we did a project, which actually went.
It went decently well.
But what I wanted to bring to Aviation Club this year is like, all right, here's something we can each do, and each thing that we can have it. It can be an individual process that we each do, and it doesn't even have to be quadcopters or multi-rotors. It just has to be something that we each build and each contribute, or we don't even have to contribute. It can be something completely for ourselves.
Yep. We have been looking for projects to do, like over Aviation Club next year, because we have Target this year, and we don't. I don't really want to repeat the same thing over and over again.
Right.
So I think at the very least that you and I could work on that drone as a summer project. I'd totally be willing to help you out with that.
That'd be fun. That'd be really fun. It's expensive though. I should warn you.
Okay.
It's probably gonna cost me well over $1,000 to finish it.
Well, I am probably gonna end up having a job over the summer.
Right.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's another thing I'm working on getting. Or I attempted to get a job at Dayton Drone, but they were out of applications, and I did a background check on the guy. I won't name his name for his sake.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure I want to work for him anymore.
Okay. Well, that's all fun.
But yeah, and building drones to me, it's interesting because I'm making something that can accomplish a mission. It doesn't just work; it does.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, I actually do have to go, so I think we can.
I have things up.
So, this has been our progress with our Aviation Club project. If you're interested to see more, you can follow us on Twitter at aerospace_MVS. We'll post a link in the description below.
It's Dakota.
Hey, Dakota, come here.
Hey,
this is Dakota. He's also part of our team. We're reflecting on our journey through Aviation Club. So, he's gonna be in a video soon as well. He's gonna post his own. We'll talk about this.
Yeah, you don't know, but you're doing it.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I'm totally into it.
All right. Well, thanks for bearing with us in our nonsense.
A whole 22 minutes.
Oh yeah.
And 30 seconds.
Yeah, we've been recording for a long time now. So I gotta go. See ya. Thanks.
See ya.